look at this nonsense. Mother shopping at Burlington refuses to buy the twerking Teen Titans Go Robin for her young son after he picks it up. She calls it ridiculous and says, this is what's wrong with the world, y'all. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the world, lady. It's called free marketing, okay? If most people would make your decision, this shit wouldn't exist. But because people buy it, and I don't even think it's a children's toy. I mean, it's probably a funny thing, you know, like people that are teenagers or like 20 years old, they buy this, they put it in their room, and it's like, haha. You know, like people actually have a sense of humor, and it's for them. But I do agree, right? Like, parents should actually behave more like her. Which is to select the type of toys that their children get. And there's nothing wrong with the world. Like, your family now has an advantage over other people that do not know how to parent, right? Like, it's in your advantage for most people to parent incorrectly so that your son actually gets a heads up in life. If everybody was moral, if everybody was doing the correct thing, then your son would get more competition. It's not in your interest to live in a society where other people parent properly, right? Like, you need to teach your son discipline, and you need to hope that your neighbors teach their sons chaos. And buy your son a gun. Anyway, right, so, now that we've dealt with the first controversy of the day, let's talk a little bit about Iran and Ukraine. Ukraine is in the news today. Zelensky has threatened the Hungarian prime minister, and people on Twitter, on X, are concerned. It's like, oh, Hungary is immoral. They're with the global homo. With the global homo, they're the ones that destroy humanity. Okay, so what exactly happened? Well, for those of you who don't know, this is the current system right now, which Donald Trump has cemented. And the Americans are profiting hand over fist. So, in the past, Joe Biden was simply like giving aid to Ukraine. A lot of that was being grifted by the Democrats through various NGOs. You know, maybe like 50% of the aid would actually go to Ukraine. Now Donald Trump has created a new system. And the Europeans, they're the ones funding money, right? Like, the Europeans are the ones paying for it. And they're using the money to then buy weapons from the Americans, and the weapons are being shifted to Ukraine. This is because Europe still doesn't have the industry to mass produce weapons, because we are protecting the planet where, you know, with green energy and solar power and all of that, and that really doesn't benefit the war machine. And so Europeans are literally buying weapons en masse from the Americans, right? Like, in 2026, this is the system. This is what the US is getting. And on top of that, the US is getting Russia being occupied, right? Like, the reason that the United States gets to fuck around in the Middle East for as much as they want is because Russia can't do anything. And China also can't do anything because, like, without Russia, they cannot face the might of Israel and the United States combined. So, you have, like, the the Israeli-US imperial... And anyway, right, they're pretty much like dominating the world right now. They're into Venezuela, they're into the Middle East, they're killing world leaders, they're doing anything they want because the Ukrainians and the Russians are too busy fighting with each other, right? And on top of that, the Europeans are just like dumping truckloads of cash buying American weapons. So, I don't know, if you're an American, I gotta say, like, from a geopolitical point of view, you're doing pretty well. Right now, geopolitically. Now, in Ukraine, they also needed the European Union to authorize more of the aid, because, like, the Ukrainians are willing to fight against the Russians, but they need weapons to do it. And so Viktor Orban has said, yay, he's not going to allow more money to go to Ukraine. Now, let's talk a little bit about Viktor Orban and why he is the man of Putin. This is how the media portrays him, right? Like, Vladimir Putin has created into the laboratories of Leningrad his man, and he has infiltrated the Hungarian politics and has got Viktor Orban elected, and the European Union, through all of their democracy and their human rights and planetary eco-activism, they cannot oust this devil. This demon that belongs now to the Russians. Okay, let's talk geopolitics. Let me explain to you why Viktor Orban is actually with the Russians. It's very simple. He doesn't have gas, right? Like, Hungary is not the nation it used to be. Hungary used to be a powerful force in Europe. Like, it used to dominate and subjugate my people. It used to spill the blood of Romanians in Transylvania. Like, historically, Hungary had a big fat cock. Like, they would just, like, deploy their flags into Eastern Europe, and it was their land. When Vlad the Impaler fucked the Ottomans, and then he went to the Hungarians for help, they imprisoned Vlad. They humiliated Vlad. They humiliated Wallachia. They humiliated my people. Why? Because they could. Because they could. They were powerful back then. They had forests. And back then, forests were energy. You could burn wood. You can create fires. You could build ships and navigate the sea. Right? So, like, the Hungarians back then were strong people. Now, after World War II, after they lost Transylvania, they are weak people. They are weak. The Hungarians are easily bullied. They do not have gas. They do not have oil. They do not have the energy. And so now, they're being told to shut the fuck up. But, because they do not have gas, they need to take the gas from somewhere. So they're taking it from the Russians. Right? It's what you do. Like, geopolitics, the resources you have are more important than the morality you have. It doesn't really matter, like, what ideology you have. Like, at the end of the day, your neighbors and what you can extract from the earth actually dictate your geopolitics 9 out of 10 times. And so this is why the Hungarians are with the Russians. They have no choice, right? Even if Viktor Orban was to step down and you had, like, new elections, no matter who came, he would still be okay with the Russians. Because, like, he needs the gas. He doesn't have gas. It's a small country. It doesn't have gas. Okay, so now, from the European Union's perspective, nobody trusts the Russians. The Russians are not serious people. Okay? Like they are not serious people. You look at Vladimir Putin. He takes Crimea, and then he says, okay, well, we're done. We took Crimea, we're done. He then goes for Donetsk. He takes Donetsk. Okay, we're done. Хорошо, we're done. And then he goes for Kiev. Right? You can't do this in an international community. People think that you're a clown. Like, nobody is going to sign agreements with you anymore because people think you're not a serious person. And when you look at the history of Russia, and I want people to actually check this for me, right? Like fact check me if I'm wrong. Because what I'm going to say is pretty categorical. But there is no treaty that the Russians have signed which they haven't broken within 30 years. Even the Antarctic Treaty, like, I was thinking, okay, there must be, like, something that is so neutral that they wouldn't break. And I look for the Antarctic Treaty, which is basically, like, you're not allowed to have military bases. I think even that they broke it. Like, I think they violated even that. So, like, the Russians, no one trusts them, right? Like, they're clowns. They're buffoons, literally. It's like any type of thing they put on a piece of paper, it's worthless. Right? And so this is why the European Union wants the Russians at bay. Because, like, they generally don't know what to expect at this point. And so they don't like Viktor Orban because he is fucking with them. Viktor Orban has to fuck with them because he doesn't have the resources in his country, right? So, like, he's basically trapped between a rock and a hard place. The Ukrainians, however, are becoming a local force. Like, the Ukrainians having so many veterans and actually waging war in a continent that hasn't seen war for 100 years, they are now a regional power. A lot of people are talking about the Russians. Like, you will wait to see what will happen when the Ukrainians manage to finish the war, right? Are they going to be trustworthy? Like, hopefully, yes. Who knows? But anyway, the idea is that they're now threatening the Hungarians because they know that no one has the Hungarians back. No one, right? And so this is why Zelensky is able to say that, just to show to Orban, look, I can literally say to you, and he said it in a press conference, that I hope that some of the activists, some of the soldiers from Ukraine get to have Viktor Orban's home address to have a conversation at his house, right? He can literally say this, and then they can see like, okay, what is Orban going to do? And the answer is probably nothing. Nukes in space. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they actually did that. Let me check. Because I think like they actually, like the Russians actually made an EMP weapon designed to target satellites. So I think, yes, I think even the nuclear proliferation treaty in space, they probably violated that. So did the Russians create an EMP weapon that can work in space to disable satellites? Seriously, like, the reason I'm saying this is because I genuinely, I genuinely, like, tried to find a single treaty that the Russians haven't violated. And again, like, they're signing these treaties, right? Like, no one is forcing them to. Like, they're willingly signing treaties, and no nation on Earth, I think, has a reputation of breaking, like, treaty after treaty after treaty. So this is why people think they're clowns. Okay, so Russia, like the US, already possesses a very old, very real method to generate a huge EMP in space, a nuclear detonation in orbit. With a nuclear weapon exploding in space, it can take out satellites. So, okay, to answer your question, yes, they violated the treaty about nukes in space. They're not like interested in having like a nuclear launch platform in order to attack nation states on Earth. But they have the ability to generate a small localized EMP that just takes down satellites. They tested the prototype, and yes, it's a violation of the space arms race. Yeah. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You know, sue them to God? No. Trump's family takes a cut from every weapon sold. Keep that in mind. Well, you know, I mean, of course. Like, look, every politician has to grift. Like, once you realize this, that every nation around planet Earth, around the world, in every culture, in every society, the leaders grift, then you should be happy that at least Trump takes a cut from the weapons and not from castrating children in kindergartens, you know, like from Big Pharma. Okay, it is fun. Do the Russians love their children too? Depends. Like, some Russians do, some Russians don't. Like, if you're a Russian bureaucrat and instead of children you're seeing percentages and statistics, then no, they don't. If you're the Russian mother, then yes, you probably do. There's been a German base with UFOs on Antarctica. I think there's a lot of shit in Antarctica. And the reason I think this, and it's not like a conspiracy theory or not, I would be surprised if there isn't. I would unironically, like, be surprised. I think, like, what, are the governments retarded? Like, why aren't they putting stuff in Antarctica? Like, from my understanding, you don't really have any way to fly commercially to Antarctica. Like, it's very controlled. If you actually try to take a ship there, you're being stopped, right? And so, like, yeah, it would be genuinely surprising if like, some governments, some nations don't have... And it's very easy to cloak them from satellites as well, because, like, all you gotta do is, like, you put a white roof or you put, like, something white on top, and then you have, like, perfect camouflage. So, yeah. Never keep treaties with the weak. That's the way humans are. That's not correct. The Ottoman Empire actually considered most treaties as sacred. And what it actually allows them to do, like, when a nation single-handedly follows the treaty it signs, it gets a lot of international reputation. Like, they then become called as arbiters or administrators when the other two nations sign a treaty. If you actually manage to conduct yourself with honesty in the international community, you actually become respectable. And so, like, when you want to guarantee something, like, people legitimately believe you. Because they're looking at your history, and you have, like, a very positive social credit score. And so, like, yes, everyone actually does believe you. And if the Ottoman Empire would have said, okay, we're only taking Donbass, we're not going further, then Europe would believe them, right? So, like, you actually do have an advantage in following your own treaties. It's called the reputation. So if you're a nation that like constantly breaks treaties, then nobody believes you. And so like even if at this point Russia would be like, you know what, we're just going to surrender, we're not going to cause any more problems, nobody believes them. All right, like no, even if they genuinely want to do that. The Chinese actually, like there were parts, I think in the Song Dynasty. The Song Dynasty, they genuinely follow their treaties. And so you get a lot of international prestige, right? And you're being taken seriously. Now, usually nations don't fall between extremes. Like it's not like the Ottoman Empire that generally followed all the treaties, and it's not like Russia that breaks all the treaties. Like for instance, the United States is somewhere in between. Like for instance, the United States, when Ukraine denuclearized, right? Like they renounced their nuclear weapons. The United States said that they're going to guarantee Ukraine's territorial sovereignty. And then when the war happened, Donald Trump came and said, yeah, we're going to guarantee it, but what else do you have for us? Right? And then he forced them to sign contracts with rare earth minerals and other shit. So, like, the United States actually did follow through, but they also extorted them a little bit. Right? And so, most nations actually fall where the U.S. is. Some contracts they follow, other contracts they break. But at least, like, there are some contracts that they follow, right? Like, if you sign something with the U.S., there is a chance they may actually fulfill that. If you sign something with Russia, you definitely know 100% all the time they will not follow that. Let's see. US, Europe, Chinese, Israel, and all have broken every treaties they ever made as well. Europe has broken a lot of treaties. Yes, it's true. Like, especially during the colonial era, Europe would sign a non-aggression pact with an Indian tribe. And before the ink was dry, like, well, actually, even when they were signing it, you would still have, like, European settlers building on their land. So, yeah, like, Europe actually did this as a way of stalling, right? So, like, for example, you have settlers that want to colonize the land that the tribe has, right? This is why, like, native tribes really hated trains. Like, they really despise trains, because you have, like, a train that stops and just starts vomiting settlers. And then, like, you get, like, an entire city on your ancestral grounds or on your hunting grounds, right? So they really hated trains. And usually, like, they would perform night raids. That's what the natives would do. Like, they would get into the village in the middle of the night, start murdering people, cause a little bit of terror in the hopes that no one wants to settle there, right? And so, like, the Americans, they would start negotiating. Like, they would send someone to talk with Chief Sitting Bull, and they would negotiate, and they would be like, okay, you know, these are your lands, these are our lands, blah, blah, blah. But the reason they would do that was just to stall, just to move the actual military and to create the logistical train to fuck with the Indians, right? So, yeah, like Europe has violated a lot of treaties. This is correct. China, it had a time period, again, like during the Song Dynasty, where it actually did follow treaties. The Ottoman Empire always followed treaties. Like, almost always. I think France as well. Like, France wasn't as bad as Spain or England. France also followed the treaties, except when they had the revolution and their entire government collapsed, and then, like, they wouldn't recognize anything signed before that. Anyway, right. Russia has been honest with Korea with our dealings. We had great relationship with the Russians historically. Yeah, well, the Russians only fuck you if if interests disalign, right? So, like, as long as interests align, but even then they fuck you. You probably don't realize. Like, they may have fucked you with prices. Like, they would settle a price, and they would say, okay, this is the price we're going to sell you gas for the next 10 years. And then when your industry becomes addicted to their price, then they start modifying the terms, right? So, like, even then, even when you're, like, allies, even when you're having, like, what they call good relationships, they will still try to scam you. They will try to scam it. Like the people in power, the Russian moguls, like, they do not feel good if they wake up one morning and they haven't scammed someone. It's literally in their psyche, right? Like, it doesn't even matter if they make a big profit or not. Like, as long as they manage to take, like, $5 away from you that they shouldn't have, they cannot sleep soundly at night. Why wouldn't follow treaties that was 100% in your favor that bullied others into signing? No. Like, listen. That's not what I'm saying. Like, if you can bully other people to sign a treaty that is advantageous for you, like, that's fine. Okay? Like, every nation does that. But what I'm saying is when you sign a treaty and then you also break it, not all nations do that. Like, there are nations that don't operate like that. Okay? So, like, again, if you sign a treaty with a native tribe and you basically say, okay, these are your lands, we're going to settle here, we're not going to come and invade your lands, right? And you're already getting what you want, like, you're already, like, bullying them into submission. Then you have a choice, like, do you follow what you signed or not? If you don't follow what you signed, you lose prestige, you lose international prestige. People don't believe you, right? Like, it's kind of like a social credit score with banks. Like, if you go around and you are in constantly bad debt and you do not pay your dues and you do not follow contracts, like, eventually, when you actually go and you try to sign another contract, people have no reason to believe you. Anyway. The Russian Tsar was the founder of international justice. What, from Eastern Europe? What do you mean international justice? Like, Russia never managed to have any say in Western Europe. Like in medieval time, Western Europe was where the shit was at, you know? Like, I don't understand. It's like, what you're saying, it's international justice. The Pope was the founder of international justice. Like, especially since you have, like, Pope Innocent in 1300. I mean, maybe the Russian Tsar could have given himself that title, which is nice, but in reality, historically speaking, no. Like, at no point was the Russian Tsar the founder of international justice. No. The British Empire, when they controlled the seas, they were the like the Roman Empire with Pax Romana, they were the founders of international justice. Like, at no point did the Tsar even have a sliver of power compared to all the other people that I've mentioned. We've also discussed previously, it's good to be predictable with your friends and unpredictable with your enemies. If you sign a treaty, you're saying you're a friend. To then break it is unpredictable. Yeah, pretty much. Again, still, just listen. Even when the Americans signed deals with the Indians and broke them, like, they still have a better track record than when Russia signed treaties with other nations and broke them. Anyway. He was literally the founder of the current institutions. Well, there you fucking go then. There you fucking go. Like, the current institutions have nothing to do with justice. There is not a single international institution right now on Earth that I would associate with the concept of justice. Like, none. Whatsoever. No. Every single major institution now, like, has self-interests and they're ruling based on political things. Like, not a single one has, like, the concept of international justice. It just doesn't exist. Anyway, right. Let's talk a little bit about something else. This one is interesting. So, I gotta say, I did a mistake, chat. I did a mistake. I tried playing World of Warcraft again, right? So, for those of you who don't know, I've been playing World of Warcraft for much of my teenage years. I had a guild, one of the best guilds in the European Union at the time. This was during the Burning Crusade. I think I was like guild number 4 or 5 in the EU. And I haven't played since Cataclysm. I haven't touched the game, right? And I wanted to see, like, all right, well, how is the game now? What is different? My brother in Christ, like, I am so glad I didn't have to spend a penny. Because you don't have to spend money. If you want to play WoW right now, it's free. You just get Battle.net, you sign up to your account. You don't have to pay a subscription. You can make a new character and you can play 10 levels or 20 levels. I don't know exactly, but like the first levels are free, right? And I took advantage of that. I thought, okay, well, let's see how is the game. And if the game is good, I'll buy it. If the game is bad, I won. My brother, like that game was oozing homosexuality, and it had the stench of women in menopause. Like, there is not a single drop of testosterone left in that game. what do I mean by this? Okay, so I made the mistake. When you create the character, right, you can start in the traditional zones. So, like, you can start with a blood elf in Silvermoon. You can start with a night elf in Shadow Vale, right? Like, you can still do that, the traditional starting zones. Or you can start in the homosexual Dragonflight. So, like, they have, like, a new leveling zones for new characters in the expansion. I was surrounded, like, all the characters there are either soy boy, like, the only one that was remotely masculine was Thrall. Everyone else, if it was a guy, it was insecure, and if it was a woman, it was, like, in her 40s. Like, the voice actresses, it's like hiring Lady Tamara, who sells groceries at the grocery store, and she's a chain smoker. Like, every single female character was, like, you could hear it in their voice that they were hags. And I'm not saying, like, the anime lolis who consider a 20-year-old a hag. No, listen. Those women can't have children. Like, you could hear it in the inflection of their voice. Like, they hired women that genuinely had nothing to do and they were a step from retirement. Okay? The voice acting was so fucking cringe. The story itself, like, World of Warcraft used to be about tough guys and men looking cool. And women looking fucking hot. Like the night elves, like, looking feral and shit. None of that. Like, just constant jokes, millennial quips. Everyone is quirky. Everyone is suffering from some level of social disorder. There's a guy in a wheelchair that's fucking crippled. Like, I'm looking at that and it's like, what the fuck is happening? Like, can I mute this? Can I, because, like, back then when I was playing WoW, at some point you just don't care about the text, right? Like, you just get the quest. No, they force you to watch cutscenes. It's like, what the fuck am I doing? Awful. I would not recommend. And the difference is night and day, right? You get to play in the old world, like, before they fucked the game, and it's still World of Warcraft. Like, it's not like me having rose-tinted glasses and I forgot how the game was. No. You get to play the old one, and it actually feels like you're playing World of Warcraft. And then when you play, like, anything that has to do with Dragonflight and onwards, like, let me put it this way, right? Imagine you make a game that's like testosterone barbarian murderers with axes and gore, right? So, like, you have this game that you made, testosterone murder barbarians with axes and gore. And who is this going to appeal to? Teenage guys, right? Like, teenage guys are going to find the game testosterone's murder barbarians with blood and gore to be appealing. Women don't like that shit. And so you have, like, the research firms, right? You have, like, these twats that basically say, oh, we need more women. Like, okay, so, like, what they do is, like, they get consultants, and then they get women into the game. And now you have homosexual, soy-infested, testosterone's barbarians with flowers, kittens, and some gore. And that pleases nobody. Like, nobody's a fan of that. Women don't want to play it. Men don't want to play it. No one fucking wants to play that, right? You created a Frankensteinian monstrosity. Like, there is a reason why demographics exist. There is a reason why preferences are a thing, right? You just made something that men don't like. You just made something that women don't like. No one fucking likes it. And no one buys it, right? Every single fucking character is either a guy that has to be dominated by some women, because, like, they cannot write strong female characters like anime can, like, they can't write a Mikasa, they can't write a Sylvanas, they literally can't. So, like, the only thing they do is a crutch. Like, they take a character that used to be cool, like Vol'jin, right? And they have to kill him off in order to show how strong Sylvanas is. Like, they need to take a character that, like, had gravitas in the lore and was a badass, and they have to show how he fails compared to Milady, so that Milady can rise, and then she's, like, a boring character, because, like, once she does the thing, and she, like, steps on the cool guy that was created by other writers that knew what the fuck they were doing. The new guy, right, the new chick, like, she's plain. Like, she's like a 55-year-old. What the fuck is she doing in a war zone? You know? And this is why, like, have the CEO of Warcraft. We're not wanting to make Warcraft with war anymore. It's like, what the fuck? If you're not making Warcraft with war, it's like, oh yeah, we're really upset about the way we named the game. Like, we would have chosen something else besides Warcraft. And so, nobody is satisfied, right? It's just like such an easy game. Like, honestly, testosterone-infused barbarians with blood and gore is such an easy game to make. Like, in fact, like, the first World of Warcraft barely had any story. Barely had any story. Like, again, you know, it's like, go into the woods and kill 10 wolves and bring me their pelts. Go into Ogrimmar and we have a diplomat and we want you to escort him across the Barrens. Go into the keep and assassinate. Right? Like, literally, that's all you have to fucking do. Literally, that's all you have to fucking do. You don't have to show, like, how the paladin that used to be a badass is now experiencing an existential crisis and he needs to go find himself and what it means to be a new paladin in this world so that he can drop his toxic masculinity. And it's like, okay, this is written by some bitch that had trauma. Like, she grew up without a daddy and she probably made the wrong choice. You know, she went with the Chad boyfriend that was a drug dealer or some shit and abused her. And now she has trauma and she has to dump it on all of us so that all of us can experience her opinion on toxic masculinity. Goodness gracious. Let me see some new super chat. Fun fact, the reason the US left the Strategic Arm Reduction Treaty was because the Russians tested on Ukraine missiles that violated the treaty. Doesn't surprise me. doesn't surprise me at all. They designed the campaign so you don't get enough XP to get max level, so you're incentivized to buy a boost. Get the fuck out. Did they do that? I haven't reached that, because again, like, I haven't bought the game. Like, the thing is, like, I was legitimately willing to buy the game, right? And I was like, okay, how much is it? 130 gigabytes. That's the violation. That's how they violated my PC. 130 gigabytes. Like, no fucking game in the history of the world has 130 gigabytes. But like, okay, let's install it. And I installed WoW, 130 gigabytes. And then I'm like, okay, I'm not going to buy an account. I'm just going to play it, and I'm going to see if I like it or not. Boy, was I, holy shit. I can't play that. I literally can't play that. Like, look, I would rather play Fortnite or like another pussification game that's at least pussified from the start, right? Like, you can pussify a game, but like make it so that like Overwatch, right? Like, Overwatch is quirky. You know, like Tracer from Overwatch. Like, she's quirky, right? But like, the entire game is quirky. Like, the entire theme fits. And I don't have to listen to 45-year-old voice actors like constantly blah 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 while I'm playing the game, because it's a MOBA. Like, I just shoot people. But with World of Warcraft, where you're like trying to create immersion, like, nothing is less immersive than seeing orcs with axes taking orders from like two 45-year-old women. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? 45-year-old women should be in the home, experiencing their golden years. Let me see if I can find so I can show you. Okay. Just so you can understand what we're talking about, right? Because I assume like many of you will probably have like the wrong image of what I'm saying. This is the state of the game now, okay? Like, this is the state of the game. Look at this.
Stop this! Dinath fought to save all of Azeroth. He sold us out so the Alliance and Horde could wage war in Kar-Zalgar. You'll never understand. For Erethdor! The Red Dawn will rise again.
No! Do not make her a martyr. our history will read, Faerun, true daughter of the Arathi, allowed Meryn to live without her title and name. The Red Dawn vanished from the Highlands forever.
This
Look at this, right? 1 woman, 2 women, 3 women.
is not.
They're not even like sorcerers or like cool looking or blood elves or no. It's like literally the lady from HR. I am willing to bet, okay? I will put money on this that this is a self-insert. I am willing to bet that there is a consultant or someone associated with the story that thought, you know what? I want to insert my character there. Why does she have glasses? This is what I don't get, right? What is the purpose for her having glasses? Like, it's a fantasy world. It's supposed to look cool, right? Does she look cool? No, she doesn't look cool. It doesn't look cool. Why the fuck is she there? You know, because, like, they will say, well, I mean, like, realism. It's like, look, realism wouldn't have a woman that looks like this fighting against orcs with axes. Okay? That's real. Like, she would be at home, managing the wounded, taking care of the children. And by the way, she would be happy and praising Jesus or whomever the fuck is in Azeroth, you know. Who do they pray to? Do they have gods? I think like they never touched on this. Oh yeah, they pray the light. She would probably pray to the light or to Elune or to whomever. The fact that she doesn't have to be on the battlefield. No one is retarded enough to want to be on the battlefield. Men don't want to be on the battlefield. You have to force them to get them on the fucking battlefield. And so like, no, there is no like feminine empowerment because like she's fighting another chick. It's just like destroying immersion. And by the way, you know, like you can have women that are fighting, like Valyria, for example. Valyria was fucking cool, right? Like she was like a blood elf, and it's explained. It's like, well, she's not a real woman. She's like a completely different species. And so like she just bounces around that shit. Jaina, but Jaina wasn't fighting with axes. Like she was summoning magic from the sky, right? So like you never had this shit. Never had this shit like a chick with glasses. And the glasses don't fall off when she's clashing swords. Get the fuck out, you know? And it's like, oh my goodness, yeah, like she's so intimidating. Like, I'm sorry, this is someone that I want to fuck. I'm not getting intimidated by this. You know, like if I was a teenager and I'm playing this game, like she's not intimidating. I'm like, well, okay, please fuck me, you know, like let's do it, right? Like you're getting a completely different reaction from the teenage audience than you're expecting. Like this is supposed to be a scene with gravitas. It's supposed to be a scene where you feel intimidated, right? Like she's supposed to be some powerful force. Instead, like what? Like please take me with you. It's like, okay, you want to conquer shit? Like, okay, fine, conquer shit. Like, okay, let's do it. You know, let's hang among. Do they rape and pillage if they defeat you? Huh? Like seriously, no, legit question, right? Because like the orcs did that, right? Like it's part of traditional warfare. So like if they defeat your armies, do they rape and pillage? Because I'm willing to sabotage mine, like, it's fine, you know, like, I mean, holy shit, haba, you know, I'm just saying, what the fuck? The graphics are ridiculously bad. I'm willing to tolerate the graphics being ridiculously bad, because it's a ridiculously old game, right? Like, they haven't, decided to make World of Warcraft 2, which, you know, fine, although at the level of money they were getting, they may very well have just gotten away with it. But maybe they decided that, okay, if we make World of Warcraft 2, we're competing with ourselves, no one is going to buy it. Fair enough, right? Like, fair enough. However, the cinematic, like, it was better if they didn't do it. The old game had good animations? Maybe. What, like, people from Azeroth pray to the Titans? I don't know, like, do they? I think like some do, yeah, like some do. It's well, I haven't like studied the lore in depth in ages. I know that the Night Elves pray to Elune, the Trolls they pray to the spirits and the Loas, the Paladins they pray to the light, but like I don't know who people from Stormwind pray to, right? I think like no, actually they pray to the light. Yes. Oh, and by the way, like other bullshit, it's now like you have light madness, right? Because like it can't just be like a battle between good and evil. It can't be like light is good, evil is bad. No. Now the light can corrupt, and you can experience the symptom of light madness, as in like religious zeal, right? And it's making people bad. It's giving you toxic masculinity, and it's like, oh, okay, well, Yeah, no, the Titans are different than the Light. The Titans are the ones that created Azeroth, like they were creating planets and shit. The Light and the Shadow are like forces of the universe. And the Infernal Legion, I believe it's like a fallen Titan, Sargeras, that tries to destroy creation. So, like, yeah, there's different factions involved, but still. They also now are about to make Light possibly evil. Well, of course, like, I already said that. Like, they are making the Light evil. Like, you can... And they did it with Illidan as well, right? Like, the Light was trying to force Illidan to become a savior, and Illidan was like, I am Ivkath. And to be honest, like, that was a cool thing. But now they're pushing it. Now it's like, well, actually, the Light is evil. I'm like, okay, whatever, yeah. It makes you heterosexual if you stare into the Light too much. Now the Titans were subverted to also have an agenda for control over the soul of Azeroth. Let me show you something, right? Like, let me show you just how much soy you have. So, do you guys like remember how the dwarves, they looked fucking badass, right? I want to see if I can actually find a cinematic of the guy that is now the dwarf hero. He literally, like, again, he looks like a geek, but in such a bad way, and I don't think he even has a beard. I'll have to look for him. I don't know his name. Like, again, these characters are so not memorable. How should I say? Like, Dwarven leader. Upcoming Dwarf King. Let me try this. I'll have to look into him and find his name, but he looks absolutely nothing like a dwarf. He looks so fucking bad. Magni's nerdy grandson. Yeah, what's his name? Like, if anyone actually plays this shitty game. Dagran? Okay, let me check. Okay, yeah. I mean, holy fuck. Chat, this is the new Dwarven King, okay? Like, well, not the current one, like the upcoming, right? Look at this shit. Right? Look at this shit. Like, what? I mean, who made this design? What? You know, I'm just saying, it's like, it's supposed to be a game, like, testosterone injected angry barbarians with axes and gore, right? The fuck is this guy doing here? And he even, like, look, he even has a pencil in his ear. Like, get the fuck out. You know, it's like, you can smell the menopause oozing from this game. It's not even women, right? Like, it's menopaused women. Like, women that cannot produce offsprings anymore. Either because they're old or because they're trans. But, like, either case, they just cannot. So, and he has a big nose, of course. It's just, like, this is the state. And by the way, like, this is not, like, one character that you would be like, oh, everybody is like this. Everybody is like this. This is new World of Warcraft now. This is what they're doing. This is, like, literally, you know, the game that I grew up with, and I would have loved to play again and throw some money, but they're basically saying, no, V, keep your money. Keep them. We don't need them. It's like, okay, Jesus fucking Christ, yeah. No, I legitimately believe, okay, that, you know, how they tried making, like, gay conversion therapy back in the day, you know, like, they would take people into mental asylums and like, try to make them straight, right? And the conclusion is that it's not possible. Like, human beings cannot change their sexuality like that. I disagree. I think, like, gay conversion therapies is possible. You get people to play World of Warcraft, and they become homosexuals. Okay? Like, I definitely, like, I don't know if you can take a homosexual and make him straight, but I do think you can make a straight guy gay by making him play this game. Yeah, a dwarf without the beard. Like, like, fuck the lore, fuck the aesthetics, fuck everything, like, just... And here's the interesting part, right? Like, this is something that the West is suffering from, which is an identity crisis. If you see an old Warcraft dwarf, okay, World of Warcraft, you just see the dwarf, you immediately associate it, right? This guy can be in any game. Literally, like, if you have a game that's, like, with a space race, like, I don't fucking know, Outer Worlds or something like that, he works. You can put him in any single game, even in, like, a cyberpunk setting, sci-fi set, like, everywhere. Like, he's like a placeholder character. Just pick him up, drop him, and he just fucking works, because he's got no identity, right? Meanwhile, if you look at the actual dwarfs, so, like, this guy. Let me show you what was lost, okay? Like, if you drop this guy, World of Warcraft, like, everyone looks at World of Warcraft. At the very worst, some people may say Warhammer. Okay, fine, but, like, you actually know where the IP is. Like, you can't put this guy in Stargate, right? You can't put this guy in Star Trek. Like, there are limits. Because, like, he is designed specifically to fit in a fantasy universe. Like, he is actually created to fit perfectly in the video game that he comes out of. Every single other modern character design, it's almost like they're designed to be just, like, swapped and placed wherever the fuck you want them to be. Anyway, and it pisses me off because, like, I legitimately thought, you know what? I'm going to like the game. I'm going to play the game, and maybe I can start on my server. We can do some raids or some shit, I was basically saying, hey, like, how bad can it be? How bad can it be? I'll play it, and then I'll make a guild, and, we'll see what it's like in the end game, and maybe, like, every Saturday or something, like, I will have a Discord server, and anyone else that wants to buy the game can play. No, absolutely not. No, I can't play it. Like, I will become gay. I will have to divorce my wife. Like, my wife is actually going to have to divorce me because, like, I will not be interested in pussy anymore. Like, I'll see her titties and I'll be like, no. And that's the sad reality of it. I cannot play something that risks targeting my sexual identity at this level. Again, like, they got professionals. They got people from the American academia. They have, like, some really smart people that dedicated their lives in order to create the video game that can turn straight men gay, and they have done it. If you play World of Warcraft, you're gay. You are. And if you say you're not, you're in denial. Anyone that plays World of Warcraft is gay. Every one of you. The guy that knew the name of the Dwarf King, right? The one that says, "We look for Dragner," he's gay. He's gay. Nothing wrong with being gay, okay? Like, you can be gay. But don't deny it, like, it's okay to be gay. It's not okay to be gay and a liar, right? And if you're denying it, you're lying. If you're shutting the fuck up and not admitting it, you're lying to yourself. The game is basically a full-time job at this point. I know. Asmongold, definitely gay. Does he still play the game? No, hold on. Asmongold, I don't think he's gay. I don't think he plays the game anymore. If he doesn't play the game, he's not gay. Does playing Turtle WoW count? I don't know. I haven't played it. I'd have to play it to see. But you're sus. You're bi-curious. If you're playing that game, you're bi-curious. Yeah, Asmongold quit. Yeah, because he's straight. Like, straight people cannot play World of Warcraft. Like, I tried it, right? Like, I didn't become gay. I quit. You either quit and remain straight, or you continue playing and you become gay. Come on, chat. It's not rocket science. Like, seriously. He said the same thing about WoW now. Doesn't surprise me. Like, look, I haven't communed with Asmongold. Like, we haven't talked behind the scenes. But there is something called the universal truth. Like, 2 + 2 = 4 anywhere on Earth, right? So, like, separate people from different continents not talking to each other, adding 2 sticks and 2 sticks, they give them 4. And so, like, they conclude that 2 plus 2 equals 4, right? Like, they reach this conclusion independently. It's the same with World of Warcraft. Like, any person playing it can conclude that, no, like, this game is for homosexuals. That's it. It's like... It's true. It's universally true, right? Like, China, why do you think China banned it? Call me gay if you like, V, but I have some sunk cost fallacy. Of course I'll call you gay. It's not that I like it, it's that it's objectively true. Like, I will not lie, you know? Like, if I see a spade, I will call it a spade. It's not an insult. It's just a description. You like cock, it's fine. Despite women's feelings, objective reality exists, yes. So what does that make me, Vey? If you're playing classic WoW, you're not gay. There is the option, okay, there is the option to play classic WoW and TBC WoW. If you play those, you're not gay. But if you play the modern one, if you play like the last installment, okay, you like cock. You like cock. It's true. By the way, regarding women and objective reality, you like Raph? How can you say to someone to kill themselves but to not violate the YouTube's TOS? Like, I wanna, you know, like, I wanna insult someone. Like, I don't want them to actually commit harm, but, like, I wanna insult them without breaking the TOS. Delete Windows. How about that? Okay? Uninstall Windows. Delete. Burn your computer. Just fucking burn your computer. Wrath is the biggest cancer that happened to World of Warcraft. They casualized the dungeons. They gave welfare loot to poor people that couldn't raid. They fucking destroyed the game. And that's why they came out with the concept that everyone is to experience all of the content. You know? It's no, absolutely not. No. Like, if you tell me that you liked Wrath, like, what the fuck is there to like in Wrath? All the 5-man dungeons were piss easy, and they became a boring grind. Like, at least in the Burning Crusade, when he did a dungeon, it required skill. Like, 5-man dungeons were actually hard, and it requires Wrath comes up, you have, like, Group Finder. Usually you end up with one person that's AFK, and you can't kick them, and they were still going to get the loot, right? Like, you need to now work for more people just because, like, one guy doesn't even feel like playing. You have, like, these organized raids, like there was the Vault raid, I think. And again, like, 5 or 6 people AFK all the fucking time during the boss, just, like, getting loot for no reason whatsoever. And then all the raids were like, no. Like, if you tell me that Wrath of the Lich King is your favorite expansion, you're not gay. You're a person that I have nothing in common with, okay? Like, I have nothing but spite and contempt. I think, like, you're the worst thing that happened to the video game industry. I think, like, you caused the collapse. I unironically think that you're a bad person, okay? Like, you enjoy the suffering and misery of others. Gay people don't do that. Gay people play Dragonflight. You are a different kind of person. You play Guild Wars 2? I actually noticed that they've made Guild Wars 1. Like, that one is interesting. That was interesting. Guild Wars 2, not so much. It's a code for diversity, inclusion. Alright, since I'm not getting super chats, I assume it's because I'm not talking about Iran. Shit. Okay, so what can Iran do in order to bully the United States? Holy fuck, like, people, if I get off tangent, why aren't you bringing me back on track? Listen. From my understanding, the reason that Iran is attacked right now is because a big chunk of the people, they're not willing to fight for the current regime, right? But the United States has to deal now with the chance of the Strait, the Iranian Strait being closed. Now, Iran doesn't really have the technology to close the strait. But they can put like cheap mines in it. They can use artillery from the ground. And they have to threaten commercial ships, right? They don't have to threaten military ships. And so the problem with this is the insurance. Now, the United Kingdom, they have like one of the biggest insurance companies in the world for this. They're called Lloyd London, right? And Lloyd London, I think, is like 5% of the British GDP. And what they're doing is they're insuring exactly this, like oil tankers carrying oil throughout the world. And they've been doing this since the British Empire. Now, Keir Starmer apparently has used this company because, like, the British government is using this company despite being a quote-unquote private company. The British government does have a lot of leverage to pull, and they have used this company in order to try to change geopolitical strategy, right? And so he's basically saying, oh, well, what the Americans are doing in Iran, we're not supporting it, well, unofficially. And so he's basically making Lloyds of London to refuse to insure ships anymore. And so now the United States is going like, okay, well, if you're not going to do that, we're going to use our military to escort the ships. Now, this actually means that if it happens, the price of oil is going to drop because part of that price was the insurance. And the insurance wasn't very cheap, right? So, like, a big chunk of percentage of what makes oil expensive may actually go down if the U.S. military decides to escort the ships. Problem is, can they do it? Nobody knows. The U.S. Navy is not built for this type of operation to escort civilian ships. The U.S. Navy is built as a hammer. Like it's like the entire logistics, the entire deployment of ships, like all of it is dedicated to appear in a region of the world and project power, right? Constantly escorting ships back and forth through a strait is not in their modus operation. This doesn't necessarily mean that they're not capable of doing it. It means that, well, nobody knows if they can or can't. We'll see in the next couple of weeks. If the Iranian Strait actually gets blocked for more than 30 days, the world can go into a depression. Now, here's the interesting thing, at least in Europe. A lot of the price for gas is government taxes, right? So, like, the government actually taxes gas with CO2 emissions, environmentalist bullshit, VAT tax. Like, a lot of the price at the pump comes from taxes for the government. The good thing that can happen is that the government may actually be forced to lower those taxes, like if the people actually give a shit and want to rebel. And if they do, and then the war is over, the taxes may actually remain lower. We'll see. But anyway, that's one thing. The worst thing that Iran can do, and this is something that I haven't seen anyone discuss. Many people forget that the Middle East is a desert. Okay, so what's actually more valuable than oil in the Middle East is water. Now, the reason there is water in the Middle East, and it's not just, a Sahara desert, is due to the fact that they have desalinization plants. The desalinization plants are marvels of engineering, and they're very expensive to maintain because, like, you need highly trained specialists, and the plants are built with like modern technology and shit. Those don't just like supply water for the allies of the United States. They also supply water for the industry, right? So, like, for example, you have a lot of servers, especially in the tech industry, right? Like server rooms and shit. All of them require water. And so, if the Iranians destroy those, they will make life a living hell for the American allies in the region. Israel probably doesn't give a shit. Like, Israel is the one that's benefiting the most from this conflict. Like, they absolutely lose nothing. Unless they start sending soldiers into Iran. It remains to be seen. Like, there is a possibility. Very low, though. Very low. The only way I see it happen is if Iran goes into an actual civil war, like they have a grand chimp out, like a revolution, and then the Iranian forces arrive there as, on the side of the faction that's fighting against the government. Very unlikely. But if they do that, okay, then they have something to lose. Up until that point, no. right? The Iranians can't do shit to the Israelis. How did you survive the Trump airstrikes, Iran? Well, that's the thing, like the Americans are actually winning tactically. Like they've won all the tactical engagements, but Iran can simply win by being stubborn. Like if they constantly create a danger in the Strait of Hormuz, to the point where insurance companies don't want to insure anymore, the operational costs of the United States rise dramatically, right? Because they have to pay more money to escort the ships. Their allies are going to start hating them. Because, like, if Iran constantly funds, like, terrorism in the region, they fuck with the water supply, they fuck with, like, all of the neighbors and the people that the U.S. associates with, again, it could make, like, the U.S. being in the Middle East extremely costly. And that's how you win against empires, right? Because, like, in empires, they usually think in what are we getting, what are we paying? And so if the cost-benefit analysis doesn't work for the empire, they're not, like, thinking, oh, well, the barbarians beat us. Like, no, they're going to pull back. And this has been true since Rome, right? Like the Aurelian retreat, for example, and many other explanations, many other examples. Like, empires don't care necessarily about, like, we need to win every engagement. No, they actually consider is a Pyrrhic victory actually worth it. Like, do we not lose more by remaining than pulling out? And so, despite the fact that, yes, like, Iran cannot fight the United States, it can still win by losing every single battle, but, like, being stubborn, like, refusing to bow down and making it very expensive for the Americans to be there. I mean, this is pretty much how asymmetric warfare works, right? If you look at Vietnam, right? Like, the Vietnamese, like, they didn't have the forces to defeat the Americans. But they still won. Did you check how much $100 is worth in Iran? No. How much is it? European NATO has 5 times more ships than America, but of course they have different capabilities. Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's not the number of the ship, right? This is not a numbers game. Like, you need escort ships have several capabilities and crew that are trained to do escort, right? Like, you can't just deploy an aircraft carrier, and then, like, use that. Because every single ship is usually hyper specialized, like, especially in modern military. Every single ship is designed to do a certain thing, right? So, you cannot, like, it doesn't matter how many ships you have if none of them are designed for escort. And then you look at how many ships you have for escort, and you also have to decide, well, how many can you spare? Because, like, if you have a ship for escort, it's probably escorting something else, right? Like, nations don't just build ships for escort and they leave them there. And then if you do escort them, like, how much is it costing you? Because, like, to send a ship from the UK all the fucking way to the Middle East, like, that's expensive. Like, they burn fuel, like, right? So, like, who's paying for that? Too much specialization is a bad idea. Yeah, but, like, you can't afford not to. Because, like, if you're engaging with an unspecialized force and your enemy has a hyper-specialized force, you lose. That's pretty much how it works, right? And so, no, like, specialization is actually forced upon you simply because other people specialize. And if you don't specialize, you lose engagements. Ships don't matter if they can't enter the strait. Oh yeah, well, that's also another thing, right? Like, there's a certain tonnage and certain size that the ships need to have. American didn't fight in Vietnam, and Vietnamese were cowards who didn't want to fight for their nations. What do you mean Americans didn't fight in Vietnam? Hold on, let me fact check this. Fact check this. I'm being gaslit. So Vietnam War, okay. Who are the belligerents? Let me check. I was told. See, like, why is the South Korean trying to gaslight me? What did I do to deserve this? Like, I'm already gaslit on Twitter. Now I'm being gaslit by South Koreans in my own fucking chat. Because I was thinking, like, well, he is from the region. Like, surely he knows. He doesn't know jack shit. Look at this. Vietnam War, and I scroll down, right, and I see belligerents, and I see the United States, right? On the other hand, I see the Soviet Union, North Korea, and I see the Viet Cong, right? Like the Vietnamese didn't fight for their land. Look at it, South Vietnam and the US. Yeah, South Korea was there as well. How the fuck do you not know your history? AJ, what the fuck? Jesus. You're starting to wonder, like, okay, well, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know anything. Like, maybe John Rambo was fictional. I mean, it was fictional, but, like, the conflict, like, John Rambo comes from the Vietnam War, and it's like, oh, maybe they created a fictional word just for the movie. But no. Man, you gotta watch out for these South Koreans. They manipulate you. Holy shit. They feed you lies and propaganda, and you start disbelieving reality. Gotta go on Wikipedia to fact check yourself. Maybe AJ is a bot. Maybe he's like ChatGPT hallucinating, giving you false info. Americans went to Vietnam to pussyfoot around with them. ROK did the real fight. Okay. How many people did the Americans lose in the Vietnamese War? How many people did the US lose in Vietnam? So they went there to pussyfoot around the issue, you say. Okay, let's see. 58,000. 58,000 and 150,000 wounded. Is this pussyfooting around the issue? My brother in Christ. Sorry, my brother in Shinto. Sorry, like, what the fuck is he? Like, South Korea's Buddhism? Confucianism? Like, what is South Korea? Whatever. 7 ferries? Look, all I'm saying is, like, you cannot look like these numbers, right? And say, well, I mean, well, they went half across the world. Do you understand the logistics involved? They don't have the Stargate. They can't teleport there. Like, the logistics is insane. The very fact that they even managed to do that is a marvel of human engineering. How many times did South Vietnamese ever went to the US and engage in anything? Did South Korea ever went to Europe to wage a war across continents? No, shut the fuck up. They did more than they should. Look at this. Yeah. To be fair, though, like, the Japanese did something similar. The Japanese are the only Asian Chads. Like, they actually did go to America and they did start something. Okay? So, like, the Japanese also had some logistics, but still not comparable to what the US had. Because the US didn't just go there, bomb, and left. No, they stayed, right? So, like, the logistical supply, like, moving shit over the ocean, through the storms, through the sea, fighting Mother Nature to provide food for your soldiers. That's insane. And munition. And water. Oh, my God. 153,000 wounded is pretty wild. It's bigger than my city. Yeah, okay. I think we dismantled this violent South Korean propaganda chat. I don't like AJ. He said that if I go to Japan, he's going to want to push me out of it, right? Like, he doesn't accept the fact that I could move to Japan. He would make it so that I want to leave. And that upset me. Not that I want to go to Japan, mind you. But the principle that there is a place where I'm not welcome. No, unacceptable. I am welcomed everywhere. Everywhere I want to go, the earth is mine. I'm not going anywhere. But, like, if I wanted to go, I should be able to go. See, that's the mentality of a person that has Roman blood in their veins. That's how I view earth, If I want to be there, I should be there. Except for the Kaaba, because I respect the religion, right? So, like, I can't enter the Kaaba. I'm not a Muslim. And the wall, like, there's the wall with Israel. I can't touch that either. But other than that, anything else. Anyway. I'm the first refugee. G words no border. Yeah, gamer words no borders. Yeah. You became American? I don't think, like, Americans are the only ones that think like this. No. Look, Europeans think like this, and Europeans made America. See, Americans think black people made America great. No. Europeans made America great. Huh? Take that. Can you debunk that? Can any American debunk that? Europeans made America great. Probably the, what were the Aztecs in America? Or no, in Mexico you had the Mayans, right? The Aztecs were in America, so yeah. Anyway, right, chat. I think we had enough fun for today. I'm going to stop the stream here, and I'll see you all on my other channels. Take care.